Hi. I know normally we start out with, um, Fortune and Jeopardy. Oh, I was thinking it was Disneyland Adventures for some reason. Um, Usually we start out with Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy on Saturdays. And, if this was Sunday, like I was thinking for some reason, um, we would be starting out on Disneyland Adventures. But I was already doing this. Um, so I looked up how to build a soccer field, and this is the best I can come up with for now. I did I didn't understand that so it showed like a square, and a rectangle, um, and I was thinking that was like the where the net is, and then it showed like this, so I was like, well, that doesn't look right, but we'll go with it. And then we did that at the other end. And the picture I was looking at had this. So, at all four corners. Anyway, we're either going to be doing this until. We're either going to be doing this until 9, or we're going to be doing this until this um, this section is out of here. Yesterday, I was contemplating on building a baseball diamond right here, but I don't know if that's going to work or not. Typically, a baseball diamond would have I don't know why either. So typically, a baseball diamond would have like one, two, three, four, five. Wait, one, two, three, four, five, six. One, two, three, four, five, six. There we go. So, go using this because it's a lot easier. Wait, one, two, two, three, four, five. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah, okay. Didn't mean to do that, but yeah, that might work. Um, because that line over there, the lit up line, that is where um the end of the so far that's where the end of the school is. But I don't know if that's gonna work. Um, there's so much, there's like so much room over here that it just might, like certain things like the swimming pool and the basketball courts may end up over here instead and just have pathways to each thing. Um, I finally got that page where they're landing in Iceland done. Um, um, Sean had okay, so um, Sean's still sitting on the floor, and it turns out that Ben flipped the intercom switch, so um, so everybody in the plane can hear what it's either Gunnar or Gunnar. I don't know. If you know how to pronounce that, it's Gunnar. Please let me know in the comments. Because I don't. I put Gunnar because I thought that that's what it was, and I don't know because Gunnar just doesn't sound right. Um, Gunnar is a uh, position in the military. You're the person who goes and shoots people. You're a gunner. Um, so I don't know if I don't know if that's how you say it or not. And I don't know if the Derek voice is saying uh, the name correctly or not, but Gunnar, whatever his name um, is named to Lilia. So like the J's kind of silent or something. I mean, or it's acting like an I. So, I like that pronunciation. I just don't know how to say uh, Gunnar's name, and so I need help. Um, or I could look it up on one of those baby websites and see if I can get it to say it correctly. Some of them have a pronunciation, and most of them don't. Or at least last I looked, most of them don't. I haven't, I haven't actually been writing new books. I've been editing the ones that I've already written. And I was thinking something though. If I can get Jake's story together and I can get Ben's story, I mean, not Ben's story, if I can get Jake's story together and um, if I can get Jake's story together and Luke's story, then I could move on to my not minor characters, but characters with smaller stories, like um, characters with smaller stories, like Ben. We just know that he lived in some town in Ireland, and literally just some town in Ireland, and enemy pirates came, or the pirates came to loot the town, and um, he had a friend or a girlfriend or whatever, whatever she was, and she's an orphan, so the only thing that she had of her parents was a necklace with their pictures in it. And so he stowed away on the pirate ship, got the necklace back, gave it to her, and then, to save his life, she pretended like she had no idea who he was. And anyway, they kidnapped him, and he lived there for a while, and then he got sold to Shatanas. Um, Obviously, we don't talk about Shatanas on stream, but I mean, we could talk about it on GTA because GTA has that kind of stuff in it. I mean, we don't go into details, like, or anything, but we could talk about it on GTA stream. But today's not GTA day. It's Wheel of Fortune Jeopardy day. So like I said, we're gonna go until either this mass of um I'm sure there's somebody out there asking, why don't you just blow it up with TNT? Well, that's because I don't enjoy putting the ground back again after it blasts the wrong stuff. Let's see here. So yeah, I got another page done. I am thinking heavily of like making um well, okay, so my first idea was my first idea was to go and stop it when we drop Adam off. But then there's like a whole bunch of different scene things. Like I could stop it when we get to um I could stop it when we get to New York. But that doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense. I could stop it when we get to Texas. I mean, stopping at New York does make sense, but for what I called the chapter, it doesn't, and I'd have to go and do the whole entire first page of. I mean, I'd have to go and do page 30 all over again if I did that, because then I'd be changing the title. So, so I was kind of thinking that we would go and stop it after Adam's not on the plane anymore, and then hold please. So I'm not sick. It's not that cold outside. Well, it's 25 degrees. But, it's not that cold outside. My nose just started running, so I had to kind of, take care of that. But yeah, I'm just not sure what to do. I think I will end it when we get, when Adam is no longer on the plane. Even though I want to end it sooner, I just really don't want to have to redo page 30. I mean, I don't think it was that bad. It just, I don't want to redo it. So, so it's ending up that way. Okay. But the problem is that now that we've got this landmass out of the way, or whatever you call this, we've got to put the grass in. Oh, okay. I don't know how big a baseball diamond's supposed to be. So I was trying to figure that out in my head. I just could not figure it out. And okay, so assuming that baseball being I know never assume, but assuming that baseball being offered at the school as a form of PE means that we had a baseball team, and I never thought of that. Assuming that that means that we had a baseball team, how could people watch the baseball game? Because I don't remember there being a whole lot of bleachers there. Huh. I knew we had a soccer team at one point because I wanted to be on it. I'm not really a sports person, so I just kind of gave up on the idea as soon as he said I had to have a physical, so they could make sure that I was okay to do it. I didn't know how, I didn't know how to set it up. And, I didn't know that you called up the hospital and just said, I need a physical and, it's all good, assuming you have medical insurance. Nobody taught me that stuff. This is stuff that they really need to be teaching in school. This is just really some stuff that they need to be teaching in school. Because if your parents just assume that you know how to do it, like mine did, it's like all of a sudden you're a certain age, you're supposed to know how to do this. I didn't know how to do that. I never thought about it before. My parents, always called the doctor and said, "Hey, she needs to be seen," and you know, to get shots or whatever. So I didn't know that kind of stuff. So please don't feel bad if you don't know that stuff either. I got used to it though because when our daughter was little, of course, kids have to go to the doctor a little more often. They need shots and they need I mean, they get the sniffles and a high fever, and you can't explain to the nurse how high a fever because you just know that their fever is higher than it's supposed to be, because you're the mom, or you're the dad, it doesn't have to be a mom thing, maybe dad knows more. Maybe, mom was unalived in childbirth and, it had to be dad, you know. So I always think of mom first because, my mama always took care of me. Dad had to go to work all the time, And I think that's part of the reason why I liked Disneyland. It was all three of us. It was all three of us. I thought we were having fun, except for when my dad didn't want me to take a picture with the camera. I realized I was 7, but I was not one of those kids that threw stuff across the room. What the hey, you know? So he's literally got a picture in our vacation video, um, where I am pouting. And, I'm frowning, I'm pouting. And why is that? Because I wanted to take a picture. That's all. We were in I call it the Pinocchio restaurant. It's the one that had Haas in the title, I think. I don't actually know, but I always called it the Pinocchio restaurant because it was Pinocchio themed on the inside. I think now it's that restaurant that if you go in the one door you're on the bell side, and rose something, I think. Anyway, if you go in on one side, you're in the bell area, and if you go through on the other side, it's probably got like antlers and stuff because you're on the Gaston side. Well, I guess it couldn't have like people go, they like to go and yeah, that's not going to be big enough for a baseball diamond, I don't think. Anyway, people like to go and pause the movie and find the every little detail. And somebody said, I don't remember seeing that ever, but somebody said that there was some really bad stuff in Beast's room, and that um it was a YouTube video, so take it with a grain of salt, of course. But um and it really made no sense because well, I mean, I guess it does make sense, but it doesn't make sense. Anyway, they were trying to float a rumor that it's a big old castle, but there's only like maybe 20 servants, and that maybe I don't know. I think it was something um like Adam, after he turned into Beast, was so angry that he unalived like a lot of the servants, so the ones that you see, like Cogsworth and Lumiere, are the only ones left. I don't believe that because, the Feather Duster was still, um, the Feather Duster was still flirty. If Beast had ever been like that, I think she'd be afraid. Um, Mrs. Potts, she'd probably be afraid. And like she'd probably be afraid that he would go and throw Chip across the room and Chip would be no more, you know, if he'd ever been like that. Well, and I think there was something about he like unalived his parents, but if you go with the theory that all Disney movies are actually somehow connected, that doesn't work because I think there was okay, so there was the thing of Elsa and Anna, because excuse me, they pronounce it Anna in the movie, not Anna. It's spelled Anna, but it's pronounced Anna. Listen to the movie again. You will not hear them say Anna. Um, I'm sorry. That's a big, you know, something that bothers me a lot because people say Anna and it's Anna. It's pronounced Anna. If you listen to the way Elsa says it, you listen to the way anybody says it. Even Olaf said it that way. Anyway, if you listen to the way that they say it, it is not Anna. Or like I think sometimes I say Moana, or well, I don't say that anymore, but I was for a while there saying Moana or or something like that. And it's Moana. I don't know why Disney likes to say Anna, but that's what it is. Anyway, yeah. We ought to just go until, we ought to just go until 9, because it's gonna mess with me. I'm gonna be like, okay, where's the end of the school? I just know it's gonna mess with me um, because of the time. So if I start Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy at 9 o'clock, it would be a lot better. So, just in case any of you are watching this and going, Ireland is not that flat, I know. I really do. I know. But it's just for um, Minecraft. I was about to say YouTube. Um, for Minecraft, I just gotta do it this way. So yesterday, I was a very bad girl. I went and got on Dreamlight Valley, and like I knew I was going to, I ended up doing Dreamlight Valley more than I did my what the heck? More than I did my story. I should have gotten, like 6 pages done, and I would have gotten it done, and then I could have played the game. And I did not end up feeding that 6 to 8 critter, whatever, whichever one it is. I can never remember. And yeah. Oh, no, no, no. I did. Cause the 6 to 8 critter is Petunia, the purple blue goose, and that's why I named her Petunia. I don't know why. Um, that just screamed Petunia to me, but it did. So um, it's not going anywhere. Anyway, I think I'm only gonna be on here for 2 hours today. This and on the other hand, maybe I won't. But anyway, I'm thinking about only streaming until 10 today. Um, I um I'm gonna make breakfast later for one. Okay. Well, somewhere over here. Oh, this is gonna be the tennis courts. I'm gonna have to look up tennis courts because I can't remember what they look like. Except for that, they've got um typically they have a different color where you're supposed to walk around. They've got a different color, and um I was always the odd man out. Like we had an odd number of students in our PE classroom a lot of the time. So, okay, not odd man out since I'm not male, but the odd person out. Um, I do not play tennis very well. And well, now it might help strengthen my wrist, but like I used to do this on purpose. Um, so it was just chain link, but with like this green mesh stuff or whatever. Um, hold like this green mesh stuff, so you couldn't see inside for some reason. And um, okay, pretend that this is over here with the parking lot, like right here. I would go and, but pretend it's over there. Um, I mean, it's over there, but we're pretending it's over here. So I would go and um, take my tennis racket and like serve the ball to where I could purposely knock it over the fence, so I'd have to come over here and get the ball. And one time it was actually under, it ended up under the car. Or like really near their tire or something like that. Anyway, um, but I was able to retrieve it somehow, if I remember correctly, or I told the teacher about it. I didn't, like I didn't mean to, but it's over there now, under the car. But anyway, like I was not the sports girl. I want to play video games. I want to watch TV. I want to, whatever. Girl. And like I said, I think I'm going to have to go and readjust this a little bit. So like um, those classrooms are supposed to be over here or over here. Maybe not. I don't know. So I usually typically build my smaller buildings 20 by 20 if they need to be a square. Um, where they're 20 by 20 on the inside. And that's probably what I'm gonna end up doing on the classrooms. But I mean those classrooms because they're supposed to be bigger classrooms. But um, I don't exactly know how I'm gonna do it yet. Um, well, I know I want the outside to be rainbows for the two art classrooms, and I want to say that there was two ROTC classrooms too. I don't know. Anyway, like I really don't know. It's bugging me. Um, so yeah, we moved the auto shop over here because it was over here too. But I still need some baseball diamonds. They're supposed to be behind the gym, but if I can make them on the side of the gym, that would be even better. Um, but I don't know. So yeah, I think we'll go until 9 or 8:57, something like that. So I have time to type in that it's Wheel of Fortune Jeopardy and trade over. But But I'm seriously thinking about just stopping at 10 or whenever Wheel of Fortune Jeopardy ends because I don't want to get stuck on the video game like I did yesterday. I mean, this can be done to where I can, um, do a row, do a part in my story, do a row, do a part in my story, like that. I don't know how, but I went and pieced it all together, and then a whole entire paragraph was gone. And I'm like, I swear I hit that button, but apparently not. So anyway, I fixed it. It's in there now. Um, it's the one where Sean is telling Ben to tell the um, to tell the people he's um, you know Gunnar and Lilia. I I think he's I think that's how he's saying it is Lilia. Um, maybe it is Gunnar. I don't know. Well, Gunnar, I don't know. Um, we'll see if our friend Sid comes on and if he knows how to say it. I don't know if he was ever stationed in Iceland, but you know, it's a possibility. Um, I don't know. Something just keeps telling me that it's Gunnar, not Gunnar. Gunnar just sounds. Oh, okay. Anyway, Gunnar just sounds too American. You know, I don't know why, but it does. So anyway, like I said, if you know how to pronounce that, please tell me nicely in the comments below. Um, so the thing is, I don't know why people aren't buying my books. Besides that they're books, people are into video games and stuff now. But you know, am I saying it at the wrong part of the video or what? I don't know. I mean, it could be that everybody's broke, but I can't afford to. At the moment, I cannot afford to give away these books for free. At some point in time, I'm hoping to be able to do some kind of giveaways. Like I don't know. I'd have to come up with something. I'd have to come up with something, and like some kind of some kind of um, I don't know, some kind of something, like a survey or trivia or something like that. And oh, anyway, some kind of something, like a survey to answer, and whoever gets it right gets a free book. But the problem with that is that the kind of trivia that I would probably be asking I would probably end up asking trivia about my book. Like, I talked about this on Thursday. What did I say about it? You know, I don't know what I talked about on Thursday, so I really don't. Um, the only problem with doing giveaways is that you have to have the money to send stuff out. And the U.S. Postal actually has a box that you can buy, and it's one low rate. So if your thing fits in there, then you're all good. But if it doesn't fit in there, like you're sending back a vacuum cleaner because it didn't work, or it got clogged up with cat hair in the first 5 seconds of use, you know. I keep telling my husband I want a shop vac. Um, it's one. It, it's um, it's the kind of vacuum that you would use, when when you're working, like maybe um, woodworking or it's hard to explain, kind of. It's hard for me to explain. Other people would be like, "Oh yeah, blah 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 blah," and it's all good. But for me, it's hard to explain. Like my dad brought it into the house one time and was like picking up marbles and stuff, just to show us, look, that this is what that does. And of course he gave us the marbles back, but we're all like, wow, because it could pick up, I think, the big marbles. I used to know the names of the different names of the marbles, like Aggies and Peewees and stuff like that, and um, we had some really nice marbles. So, yeah. I, I was seriously gonna stop as soon as I was done with that um land over there, and then I was like, well, we probably ought to just go until 9, because it'll mess with my head. Yeah. Technically, it says that we're supposed to go until noon, but that was just because I kept going over on days like this where it's um well, not days like this, but like when I'm playing, um specifically when I'm playing Minecraft, Dreamlight Valley, and possibly GTA. You know, specifically when I'm playing those games, it has potential of going over. Oh, and Roblox. So I hear that Roblox, there was some people talking to adults to children who were under 18. Or people who are under 18, I should say, because you're not a children as soon as you turn 18. But anyway, you know what I mean. Um, so they're getting sued, or anyway, there's a lawsuit. Um, and as far as I know, I was not talking like that at all whatsoever. Usually I just do my stream and I say, we're going to go over here and we're going to go over there and whatever when I'm building. Um, so even though I don't like their politics, I still like their game. And I hope they're not seeing that as I like them, because I really don't like that. Because there was a person, I guess, under 18, and they got kicked off the game, and it's because, they tattle told on uh, the people who are doing bad stuff. And, that's what you're told. You're told if you see something wrong, tell a grown up. And they did, and they got in trouble for it. So then now they're not going to be wanting to tell a grown up anymore because the grown ups are bad, you know. Well, I'm sure that they probably, you know, went on, made another account, and it's all good, but, um, for playing games. But still, the damage is done. It's like, it's like you used to be able to go on there. They did not have a forum. They actually had a human that you talked to, or at least I think it was. And, when you had a problem with Dreamlight Valley, and I only reached out a couple of times because it was really important. And this last time that uh, or yeah, like we had the big vegetable war. um, so one of the Xbox achievements is 4,500 vegetables. Actually, it might be an in-game achievement, but either way, it wasn't counting it right. And I'm like, okay, so I went and took every plantable thing that I went and put every plantable thing. Did this in a few different videos, and I told them, okay, go on my YouTube channel. You will see I did this, and just to see if I could, I went on my husband's account. We made him an uh, we made him a character and everything for Dreamlight Valley, and he played it for like the first few days, and he wasn't really impressed, so he just stopped playing it. Well, went and took that character, or it just got made when. Might have been that it just got made when I had that problem. Anyway, whatever the deal was, we went and made him a character, and his worked just fine. So then I went and he's got a backup GTA character because, a second GTA character named Telltale because I call her Natalie when I'm playing Dreamlight Valley. But anyway, his second GTA character is there, so when he's playing with friends that don't have as high of a level as he does, because he's in the 700s, and believe me, worked hard to get there. He's in the 700s. I would be too, but they delayed my character a couple of times. So I now make sure to go on there once a week. You're probably wondering why I don't do Forza anymore, and that's just because I hit a ceiling, as they say. I cannot progress in that game anymore. So as much fun as it was, it's, I can't get any further. There's still stuff for me to do. There's just I can't do it. Anyway, so we went on both Natalie and Darth, and they could both get the achievement. Well, it turned out that you know, um, I had a bug where I could not get that 4,500 vegetables done. And they finally figured that out, and it was like, oh, they watched me plant every plantable, just in case. I planted carrots, I planted corn, every plantable, not just the ones that were uh, registering, identifying it as vegetable. And I had a patch that was 500, I think, at the time. And so I did that, uh, what was it? 5 times. Wait, no, that doesn't sound right. 5 times. Wouldn't have been 5 times 4. Wait, okay. Let's get 4,500. Anyway, no, I ended up with 1,000 plantable spots. And so I did each of those, 4 times, or, I did each of them 4 times, and then I had another field that was 500, I think. Or maybe I just, did the other one, so it was 5,000 definitely. But anyway, you know, I was recording the whole time, so that's like when I started recording. I wasn't going, like I wasn't gonna record it, and then I was like, this needs to be recorded. If somebody doesn't know how to do something, they might figure out how to do it through my video. If somebody, um, and I will give you full disclosure. If I can't figure it out, I go and look it up and find somebody who does know how to do it. Um, there's, I think IGN. Maybe not. I don't know. That sounds familiar, but it also sounds like a TV station. Anyway, and the Disney Wiki sometimes has the information I need. Not always. I think it's so weird because it's definitely that they, it's definitely that they know how to do it. It's just that it's saying, "Oh, just go in here uh and get it done." They don't say how. Because like I was looking up, I'm pretty sure the other day, or well, the other week probably, I was looking up how to feed the rabbit, and it's like something about find the billboard. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I saw the billboard somewhere. And, I was able to look it up. Well, then this other thing, I think it was the lights for the winter floating festival. So the lights, I was having a problem. It's like, how do I do this? Anyway, I found somebody that knew how to do it, and I was like, oh, okay, that's easy. And I had most, if not all, of the gems, so it wasn't a big deal or anything. Hope I didn't just spoiler alert it for somebody. Actually, I think it's going to be done by Wednesday, so sometime today I need to go on my um I need to go on YouTube and watch the latest Dreamlight Valley videos because there was something about we got a new teaser and it has to be for the next update because I've watched everything else. Everything that was before today. So, well, not everything that was before today, but everything that was before January 1st. Definitely. I may not have watched everything between then and now, but um, I know that some videos came out yesterday, and one of the ones that came out today said something about a teaser, and I'm like, I want to watch that so bad. So I'll probably be watching that and doing my story at the same time. Oh, I said I was going to get off right about now. Okay, so I write books as well as doing this, and they are available on Amazon. If you're in America, Amazon.com. If you're not in America, they are available to every single country that Amazon goes to. I don't know if I said that before, but they are available to every country that Amazon delivers to. So, I always just say Amazon because, usually people know what you're talking about when somebody says Amazon. But the reason why I say it that way is because in America it's Amazon.com, and in like the UK it's I believe it's Amazon.co.uk. So I just started saying, never mind, it's on Amazon. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to give you the short form because I've really got to get off of here. Um, so they are Pirate's Daughter, Misfortune, Hard Times, Esperanza's Party, The Island, Lessons in Love, and then there's a children's series about my cat Coral. The series is called Adopted, and the first book is Coral. And if you're watching me on Twitch right now, please follow and chat. If you're watching me on YouTube right now, please like, share, comment, subscribe, notification bell, and please get those valid public watch hours up. I was very pleased to see that it went from 1514 to 1518. So thank you for that. Thank you. I very much appreciate it. I want to be able to get monetized and be able to do good things with that money. Um, part of it, I want to do some giveaways. Part of it, I want to, help people who are less fortunate than me because, I know that there's people out there who can't afford to buy any food at all because the rent is so high. Um, we've had that problem, so I want to be able to help those people out. But I also want to be able to do some giveaways too. You know, maybe we'll find a cheap but sturdy t-shirt maker and be able to put some book covers on shirts or something. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, I said that already. Okay, so as soon as I finish this row, I mean these rows, there's two of them. Unless I saw it wrong. I will see you in the next stream or video. Although between the two videos, I have to go upstairs. Okay. Dang. We're at that how long, and that's how far we got. I'll see you in the next stream or video.